Vanishing Point, a novel by Keith A. Kenel, 16 of 101. Part 16. Stacy Shannon's calm exterior collapsed as soon as she turned her back on Marty Conan. Tears welled in the young woman's eyes, and her trembling lips telegraphed just how close to losing it her encounter with the stepmother from hell had brought her. "Calm down," she whispered to herself. "Isn't this why you became a teacher in the first place? To make a difference? Well, if anybody needs different in their lives, it's Sarah and Skylar. So just put your big girl panties on and suck it up, girl. Just remember what Annie Sullivan went through and what a difference she made. Though I feel more like I'm the blind leading the blinder at this point. How can anyone be so hateful?" Stacy had planned to stop at the office and speak with Suzanne, but decided that a few minutes of alone time would allow her to recompose herself before speaking with the school secretary. Exhaling deeply, she turned a corner and came face to face with Jim Lance. "Miss Shannon," he said, tipping a make-believe hat to her. "How's it go?" Jim stopped mid-sentence, his voice suddenly turning from light and playful to sincere. "Stacy, are you okay? You look, well, very upset." More like I look like crap, Stacy thought to herself, putting a false smile mask on her face and saying, "Oh, it's no big deal. Just had a run-in with Marty Conan, Sarah's mom. Not a pleasant woman under the best of circumstances, and certainly not pleasant today. I'll be fine." "I'm so sorry," Jim responded, lips pulled taut and eyes squinting in a shadow of sympathy. "Anything I can do to help?" "Well, actually, yes. Yes, you can. You're kind of the reason Ms. Marty Pants was such a female dog to me." "Me?" Jim asked, surprise washing away his concern. "What did I do to get you in the doghouse with Mrs. Fittentrim?" "More like Mrs. Cantaloupe knockers, but I'm being petty. She was here to pick up Sarah and Skylar. Skylar's sleeping over at the Conans tonight, and I kept the girls till last so I could go out and speak to her about the stranger you saw looking around the playground at today's recess." Jim's brow furrowed in confusion. "The guy this afternoon? Why? What does he have to do with Sarah Conan?" "Well, nothing, at least as far as I know. It's Skylar Kaiser. When she came in from research, she was pretty agitated because she thinks the man by the playground is her father, her dead father. You spoke to the guy, right?" "Sure did," Jim responded, eyebrows raised to heaven. "He was lurking right outside the fence and giving the kids the eye, so I went up and made my presence known. Told him that grown men lurking around school playgrounds during recess make folks nervous, and that I'd reported his presence to the office and that he was being filmed as we spoke." "Filmed? I didn't know we have security cameras pointed at the playground." "Well, to be honest, I have no idea where the security camera was pointed. I talked to Suzanne on the walkie-talkie to let her know I was going to check the guy out, but I was just talking when I said that about him being taped. He might have been, but you'd have to ask Suzanne. One thing I am pretty sure about, though, is that the guy was flesh and blood, at least as far as I could tell. Definitely couldn't see through him or any of that sort of thing." "What a surprise. I figured he was a ghost and you just forgot to mention that part. Safe to assume you got his name?" "No," Jim said. "Safe to assume I asked his name. The name he told me is on the tip of my tongue, but you'll have to ask Suzanne what it was. Kyle? Casey Kenny? Something like that. Started with a K sound." "A K sound? Could it have been Caleb?" "Yes, that's it. It was Caleb." "Don't tell me," Jim ended, eyebrows again arched in anticipation. Stacy pursed her mouth in displeasure and nodded her head 3 times. "Yep, afraid so. Skylar's father's name is Caleb Morse. Caleb Ezra Morse, to be exact. Isn't there some cliche about dead men not talking?"